Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, I am sincerely pleased to welcome all of you gathered here for the BRICS Business Forum. The list of participants is quite impressive. Leading business representatives from all the countries of the association are here. Your companies have been successfully cooperating with each other for a long time. They are implementing large joint projects in a variety of industries, in industry and energy, in transport and infrastructure, in agriculture and the digital economy. I would especially like to note that businessmen from those countries that became full members of BRICS on January 1st of this year have also arrived for this forum. These are our colleagues and friends from Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, and the United Arab Emirates. I would like to emphasize, Russia, as the current chair of BRICS, is striving in every way to promote the integration, excuse the word, the integration of newcomers into all cooperation mechanisms. We see that the Business Council has warmly welcomed representatives from new member countries, and they, in turn, have actively joined the work. The Russian presidency is held under the general motto, strengthening multilateralism for equitable global development and security. A substantive action plan is being implemented, aimed at promoting partners in three key areas. These are politics and security, economics and finance, cultural and humanitarian ties. To date, the plan has been completed by more than 80%. Over 200 events, meetings, conferences, and industry meetings have been held. Most expert and ministerial meetings have taken place, but, of course, the central event will be the BRICS Summit. It starts next week in the Russian city of Kazan. It is symbolic that the meeting of leaders in the city of Kazan is preceded by the Business Forum, your meeting. This emphasizes the importance of close economic partnership between our countries, the promotion of trade and investment, and the deepening of cooperation ties. Joint work in BRICS to accelerate socio-economic growth and ensure sustainable development brings concrete, tangible results. This actually contributes to improving the well-being and quality of life of ordinary citizens of our countries. The numbers speak for themselves. I am sure, of course, that you know these numbers in general, but I will allow myself to voice some of them. The combined GDP of the BRICS Association is more than $60 trillion, and the total share in the world gross product confidently exceeds the corresponding figure of the so-called G7, and it continues to grow. I have already spoken about this in public meetings with your Russian colleagues, but I will still say it again here, in this room, with your participation. For example, look, in 1992, the G7 GDP was 45.5%. And in the same 1992, the BRICS countries had 16.7% of the world GDP. And what now? Year 2023. The GDP of our union was 37.4%, and the GDP of the G7 was 29.3%. The gap is widening, and it will widen. It is inevitable. This is already an absolutely clear dynamic. Moreover, in the last decade, over 40% of the growth of global GDP of the entire world economic dynamics came from the BRICS countries. According to the results of the current year, the average rate of economic growth in BRICS is projected at 4%. This is higher than the rates in the G7 countries, where growth is only 1.7%. And this is higher than the global rates. The global GDP growth rate will be 3.2%. This is the forecast. BRICS accounts for about a quarter of the world's goods exports. At the same time, companies from the countries of the association dominate many key markets, including energy resources, metals, food, that is, the markets for those goods without which sustainable economic development is impossible. In short, BRICS already plays a significant role in the global economy not only today, but this role will obviously increase in the future. The countries that are part of our association are actually the drivers of global economic growth. And it is in BRICS that the main increase in global GDP will be generated in the foreseeable future. Within the framework of the association, corresponding development platforms are being built. These are communication channels, technological and educational standards, financial systems, payment instruments, and, of course, these are mechanisms for sustainable, long-term investment. That is, the economic growth of BRICS members in the future will depend less and less on outside influence or interference. In essence, this is economic sovereignty. This is a partnership of self-sufficient economies, which multiplies their potential, which opens up new opportunities. I will add that the new development bank plays a special role in strengthening financial cooperation. This is a good, powerful, effective structure that has a significant capital base and a team of experienced experts. As a development institution, this bank already represents an alternative to a significant number of Western financial mechanisms, and naturally, we will develop it without opposing it to anyone. It is simply an independent structure. We will expand the capabilities of this bank. The new bank should become one of the main investors in the largest technological and infrastructure projects in the BRICS space and the Global South as a whole. One of the key issues in strengthening business partnerships within BRICS is increasing transport connectivity, creating new freight highways and corridors in demand by businesses, modern intermodal solutions, and logistics schemes. The Russian BRICS chairmanship has launched a regular dialogue between transport agencies on these issues. Initiatives such as opening an electronic coordination platform and forming a BRICS reinsurance pool are being developed. As far as I know, a separate subgroup on logistics has been established in the Business Council. I would like to thank the Council members, business representatives, for supporting the concept of a permanent logistics platform. Russia is rapidly switching transport flows to reliable foreign partners. Our flagship projects include the Northern Sea Route and the North-South Corridor. These continental arteries are designed to provide short, profitable trade routes, linking large industrial, agricultural, and electric power hubs with consumer markets. We are implementing a large-scale plan for the development of the Northern Sea Route, replenishing the icebreaker fleet, including nuclear-powered vessels. Cabotage voyages have been launched to test the routes. The satellite constellation is being modernized. New fuel terminals, shipping safety centers, and other coastal infrastructure facilities are being built. Automobile and rail approaches to seaports are being expanded. In turn, the North-South Transport Corridor connects Russian ports on the northern seas and the Baltic with terminals on the coast of the Persian Gulf and the Indian Ocean. In particular, this is the key to increasing cargo transportation between the Eurasian and African continents. We also closely cooperate with our BRICS partners in the field of innovation and the digital economy. I just talked about our capabilities in the food markets, in the energy markets, and so on. But, of course, we are looking to the future. We are working on digital technologies. We are jointly developing e-commerce. We are implementing the Internet of Things and artificial intelligence technologies, processing so-called big data. and to deepen cooperation in the field of industrial digitalization. A BRICS Competence Center will be opened at the United Nations Industrial Development Agency, UNIDO. In the future, it is necessary to create a unified digital infrastructure for BRICS. And here, of course, it is important to define coordinated approaches of business, the public, and relevant government bodies on the use of biometrics and ensuring information security. We are counting on the relevant recommendations from you. Dear ladies and gentlemen, from the Business Forum, dear colleagues, Russia is maximally open to mutually beneficial business cooperation. We are creating comfortable global competitive working conditions for business, for domestic and foreign business, for attracting capital and technology from abroad. First and foremost, of course, we cooperate with you. At the same time, I would like to emphasize once again that our common main efforts should be focused on the development and strengthening of our own platforms that ensure economic growth. I mean technological solutions, financial and investment mechanisms, expansion of logistics, and so on. I am confident that the realization of the BRICS potential, based in particular on a large population and a powerful resource base, will bring maximum benefit to our countries, businesses, and all our citizens. And in conclusion, I would like to wish the participants of the Business Forum fruitful communication, successful work, and all the best. I assume that the current chairman of the BRICS Business Forum will report on the results of your forum at the meeting of leaders in the city of Kazan. As your colleague has already said here, and of course, I very much hope that you will be able to get to know the capital of Russia, Moscow, which is, of course, we always say with pride, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, a well-developed and rapidly developing global metropolis. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Спасибо.